Morning. Oh man, that was a hell of a thunderstorm. It was a thunder flood. When it rains, it rained about 3/4 of an inch an hour, and I think it rained almost an hour and a half. So it was like 1.25 inches of rain. A lot of rain because out front the yard is repositioned. So yeah, I got to go clean that up later. I'm not looking forward to it. So this place, one of my friends says, you know, because I go like, well, what the fuck, man? My videos are stupid. They're just kind of like, you know, blogs or whatever you call them. And he goes, well, you know, it's big news in the UK. You know, you got the big cactus in the front yard. And I'm like, fuck, doesn't everybody have one of those things? See, when you live in one place for a long time, like you guys in the UK, you fucking, you know what it's like to go outside, everything looks green. Well, we get that once a year, you know, that's it, and then it goes away. The rest of the time it looks all dried up, and I don't know if it's going to keep doing that, you know. It looks like it's going to be a really good rainy year. You know, it looks, you know, out the jail bar windows. The front of this place has bars, security bars, and it's a beautiful thing. It does look like jail, but that's what it looks like out. This was my daughter's room, so this was her view. Of course, there was this big fucking orange tree in the way. I like the view better than the tree. Anyway, this place looks like, you know, the cartoons that you watched when you were a kid, the Roadrunner and the Coyote. Well, we have both. And honest to God, right after that rain last night, and then I shot, the fucking sun came out. It was awesome. And, yeah, I wasn't too buzzed or anything. I still had like 5 IQ points, I think. All these flying ants were out. And then all the fucking bats. I mean, flying, if you've never seen flying ants, you're missing out. It forms this, like, column that is, that's not one. It forms this column above the anthill, and it goes up like fucking crazy, I don't know, maybe 100 feet, and it's solid with the flying ants. It's incredible. So right after that storm, I tried to capture that. I couldn't get it, but then you get bats and birds and all kinds of other, you know, critters that collect insects. The fucking desert comes alive, and we got toads that haven't come out of the ground in like, I don't know, 9 or 10 years maybe. So we had this, I'm going to make a recording of it, this cacophony of toads all night long. It fucking kept me awake. But it actually was kind of beautiful because, you know, the way this place works, if you don't spray poison, you end up with more critters around that catch the bugs. If you spray poison, you kill everything. And this is a very old neighborhood. This neighborhood's been here 40-something years. Anyway, this house is about 40-something years old. And a lot of the people don't do that. You know, the birds eat the bugs, the fucking toads that come out of the ground when it rains and all the bugs come out, they eat the bugs. We don't spray poison. We just fucking let nature take its course, and it works out really good. You know, that's why I leave stuff out in the front yard. My neighbors are all like, why don't you clean your yard? And I'm like, no, because this is a fucking desert, and that's what it looks like. Fuck you. You know, they all got like bare dirt, and every time the wind comes up, all the dirt blows away. I got fucking rocks, and, you know, now I got a bunch of green stuff, which is absolutely phenomenal. And, yeah, I'm really loving this time of the year. So for you guys in the UK, what you have to do in your lifetime before it goes away, and it will go away, is you have to visit Tombstone, Arizona. I'm telling you right now, every time I've gone there, I've seen, you know, well, I always go on the stage because it's kind of fun. They take you up and down, I think, Allen Street. And anyway, so you get on the stage, and almost every time I always go out to, you know, in the desert, I take my gun on my side, and it's a, you know, it's a good size 45. And people from the UK look, and they're like, is that thing real? I'm like, yeah, everybody's gun here is real. And they're like dumbfounded. And I just go, that's how it is. This is Arizona. This is Tucson. Well, actually, you know, Tombstone is almost in Mexico. In fact, the cowboy gang used to go to Mexico when they were in big trouble. It place has a really interesting history. Not, you know, the modern Western history of the Southwest isn't, you know, like thousands of years old. It's hundreds, and most of the wealth. The reason that Tucson's even here is because of a guy named Ed Shefflin. He discovered the first mine, well, not the first, but the most productive mine, silver mine in Tombstone. And that's why I say you guys from the UK might want to go there, because everything under the town is tunneled out. In other words, the town is built on something that most likely is going to collapse, because the mine is flooded, and that's why they don't still produce silver. So before it turns into a giant open pit mine, and while you can still go there, and I'll provide the gun, you can strap a gun on your side and walk down the same fucking street that Wyatt Earp walked down, and have a beer at the Crystal Palace, which wasn't called the Crystal Palace at the time. You can have a beer. I sat down, I brought this Croatian girl there one time, and I said, how'd you like to have a beer where Wyatt Earp drank? And she's like, really? And I said, yeah, it's an hour away. Because she saw the movie Tombstone, you know, and she's like, oh, really, Wyatt Earp and those, you know, yeah, all that fucking shit. So I took her to that bar, and, you know, you go in, and it's very dark, mahogany kind of wood, you know, it's dark inside, which is nice in the desert because it's nice and cool. And there weren't air conditioners back then. The ceilings are real tall, and there's like this tin type, they call it, tin type on the ceiling, really kind of cool. And everything's still, you know, 100 or something years old, or reproduced to look like it. When they shot the movie Tombstone, they filled the streets in with dirt. That's all they did, because they got wooden boardwalks already. So didn't take much to shoot that movie. And that movie has some great MGTOW scenes in it. I think my favorite scene from that movie is the one where what's his name? Anyway, I'm not going to go into the fucking story. Watch the movie. Watch Tombstone. It's a good movie. Anyway, so I live in the place that is a lot like that, you know, Roadrunner cartoon. It really is. Fucking just, you know, wasteland. Till it rains, and then wow. So, yeah, if we're going into the new grand solar minimum, it'd be beautiful because it'll rain all the time and get a little bit cooler. This place will turn into a paradise. So, I guess 25 years ago I didn't make a bad decision, because this reality is much better than the reality I had before. You know, even though really the thing that bothers me the most is to watch all you guys go through this shit, because I've already gone through it, right? And yeah, I mean, you kind of dissociate yourself from those things. But to watch you guys go through it and to listen to, you know, your stories and shit, I know that's why I'm still alive, you know, so I can at least I can hear your stories. And, you know, maybe I can pass on what would be useful to other men. I don't know. I'm trying. I'm working on it. Anyway, have a great Sunday. We'll see you.